Hello fellow World of Warcraft fans, welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today's Race to World First recap, day 8. And what a day it was, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, hello from me as well. We really have what seems to be a freeway race going on here. It was reset day in the EU. Still, and I didn't expect this, we saw the first kill of the 6th boss, which you can see here, the Twin Fangs. We have Method, Echo, and Liquid neck and neck. All 3 guilds are at the 7th boss. Probably by the time you watch this video, Liquid will have taken down the 7th boss as well. At least as of now, it's pretty low. However, as I already mentioned, it's almost 2:30 now. I can't stay awake much longer. I can't take anything more from this day. But let's see what happens. Let's take a look at what happened. Let's check out the current standings. And with that, I'd say, let's go. If you want to support me, I'm still putting a lot of time into this alongside my job. It would mean a lot to me if you leave a like, if you subscribe. And of course, if you don't want to miss the summary, it's worth sticking around. And with that, let's go. Here we see the kill of the Twin Fangs, but by Method. I actually have to mention them positively. In this race, they're doing a really good job when it comes to uploading their videos. Echo ultimately secured the world first. However, they haven't uploaded anything about it yet. So unfortunately, I can't show you the footage right now, but yes, in the end, Echo did it. Shortly after, the other guilds followed. And now, as of now, there are 3 guilds that have taken down this boss. They are also the only 3 that are at 6 out of 8. And if you look at the progress on the 7th boss, you really have to say Method doesn't seem that far behind. Of course, right now, as I'm recording this, it's the middle of the night here. They're sleeping, Liquid is still raiding because of the time difference. But in terms of percentage, the guilds aren't far apart from each other. So I assume it won't be long until we see Ula Tech progress. And I really have a legitimate hope, I would say, that we'll see all 3 guilds close together. Personally, I find that super cool. Not because I prefer anyone here. Personally, I'm more of a Liquid fan. But what I really want most of all is an exciting race. And if 3 guilds pull the final boss at the same time and all 3 could take it down, I think that would be super exciting for us as viewers. Alright, let's go. In we go. First, you can see it. The boss is dead, Twin Fangs defeated. Echo only needed 19 poos. Method needed 106. Liquid 54. But that's also because, as some of you mentioned in the comments, the other guilds had already progressed there before. And from what I heard, Echo relied a bit more on split runs, so they went in there with more gear. Otherwise. Boss number 5, Zorak, as we can see here. There are no other guilds at 5 out of 8 at the time of recording. So the top 3 have pulled ahead once again. Then there's a gap of 1 boss, and then we have numerous guilds at 4 out of 8. But that was to be expected, to be honest. Here is the current standing. So Liquid is in first place. Oh, actually, that's right, they're only in P1. So the boss probably won't go down there anymore. Echo is also at 6 out of 8, but they haven't really progressed any further there. They killed the boss at 8 PM. And after that, not much happened. And otherwise, yeah, honestly is in 4th place. Chinese Guild Song Su team in 5th place, Evolve in 6th, Instant Dollars in 7th, C-Real Korean Guild in 8th place, Synergy in 9th, Banhammer in 10th. Now all these Asian guilds are also included in this ranking. But we've also seen that they are actually 1 day further behind. For them, the raid starts a day after the EU. That's a huge disadvantage. Considering that someone is already on P5 here, really strong performance, but I think they won't be in contention for the win again this time. So with the victory in this race to world first, but we can see it if you scroll through here, there are a lot of Chinese and Korean guilds involved. So, despite everything, a respectable performance at this point. You really have to acknowledge that. Otherwise, it's always included in the live ticker as well. For example, here we had changes in the roster at Liquid, for instance. Liquid also has the boss here from Tidewave. They defeated the boss from Tidebound Grotto, that's right. That's actually the world first on this Mythic raid boss. Also quite interesting, of course you take it for the loot. And yeah, I'm very curious to see how things are going to look with the 7th boss now. Here we see the comparison of the item levels. With Echo, you have to mention that this was from their Twin Fang skill. Since then, they haven't updated their item level, or it wasn't updated. Accordingly, Liquid was at 318 at that point. Method was at 317. And it was also said that Liquid did 6 Mythic split runs in the previous lockout, so they geared up 6 characters. For Method, it was apparently only 4. And if that's true, as of now, they would be at 317. Yeah, about 1.5 item levels behind. That's definitely a disadvantage. Of course, we don't know yet what else do they have planned for today. Did they want to make progress first? Of course, I didn't have time to watch every stream all day, every day. So regarding the guild's plans for split runs and whether they still have a lot left to do or not, I can't say for sure. I can only share with you what I know myself. But yeah, here we can also see the raid composition that each guild brought with them. With the 7th boss, what's noticeable here is that Liquid and Method have 2 completely different tanks. For the healers, Liquid goes with 5 healers. Method was running with 4 healers. The whole thing is really interesting, and yeah, I'll be honest with you, I would be happy for Method if they actually managed to succeed here in the end. I'm not really a Method fan, but all in all, why not? Well, I'm saying it again, but a race with 3 guilds would be really awesome. Here you can see how the progression on Twin Fangs has increased or decreased. With Liquid, they started here, pool 1, 84, and then they needed about 30 pulls to get down to 8. I'm really curious to see if the last or second to last boss will go down today. And speaking of the second to last boss, we'll see him right here. It's a boss with multiple phases. In the final episodes of the Race to World First recap, we'll also go into a bit more detail about the individual bosses. In tomorrow's video, we'll take a closer look at how that boss worked and of course especially how the final boss works. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far Liquid gets tonight. Point number 2. What will Method make of it? Of course, even if Liquid defeats the boss, they can watch and see what Liquid might have done differently, what they can adopt. So that gives them a bit of an advantage. Then also interesting to see, will the guilds go straight into the final boss or will there still be splits to do, gear to get and so on? We've seen that too. Liquid did 6 out of 8. And only then did the world boss on Mythic. So there's definitely still room for improvement. We'll wait and see. I think it's gonna be a good race. It's gonna be a good finale. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Who are you rooting for? Feel free to write it in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care.